Do you remember how he always says, welcome, poor man, to our world of beauty? Well, I wanted to try to do it from memory one time. And, so I looked at the line, I'm like, okay, I've got it. Welcome, poor man, to our world of beauty. Welcome, poor man, to our world of beauty. So I'm looking at the TV screen, so I wanted to be able to watch his mouth and match his movements. Welcome, poor man, to our world of beauty. And so I got ready to record it, and when you record, you hear boop, 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 and right where the fourth beep is where you're supposed to start the line. So I was like, boop, boop, boop. Welcome, poor man, to our world. Crap. I just forgot the line at the last minute. And of course, that made for a wonderful blooper. It's on the blooper reel. And so sometimes, I'll tell you something interesting. There are all kinds of fun outtakes from every show we've ever done. The reason you may not hear many of them is because a lot of times the Japanese company that owns the anime doesn't want outtakes. In different cultures, sometimes people would consider that an insult, right? Sometimes people would consider it disrespectful for them to create these characters and to place so much importance on these characters, and then here you are making fun of them. You know what I mean? Or putting words in their mouth that they would never say. Like, Tamaki wouldn't go crap. You know what I mean? So it really comes down to the Japanese companies. Some of them are like, sure, we know how fun and popular bloopers are. Go ahead and go for it. But some other companies are like, no putting any outtakes from our show, because we take it very seriously. So it depends. And it was a two-parter, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I came to the panel yesterday and you were talking about your music, and I was wondering, what is your biggest musical inspiration?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
You will never have heard of this person, I dare say. The one person who got me even interested in playing the piano and then writing songs was a singer-songwriter named Barry Manilow. I love me some Barry Manilow. I'm sorry, I make no apology for it. I love it. And I was introduced to his music when I was like 17. And I really liked it. I liked his style of music, and I liked his voice, and I liked the fact that he was just kind of an average guy, He wasn't a showy, really sexy, attractive rock star, kind of a showy guy. He was just this guy who played the piano and wrote songs. And I loved his music. And so I started playing the piano because I wanted to learn to play his songs. And then I started making up my own songs, and they were very similar to his style. And then the more that I listened to other people like Journey or Elton John or Billy Joel or piano songwriters, those are the ones that I was often attracted to. I would come to love a lot more different artists and influenced by a lot of different artists. But Barry was my favorite, and I got to meet him finally. My whole life, he's the only person, there are only two people who had the biggest influence on my life that I never got to meet, was William Shatner and Barry Manilow. And not only a few years ago did I meet Mr. Shatner, but have become friends with him. I get to call him Bill, and I've done a lot of shows with him, and so now we're buddies. But Barry I'd never met. And about 2 years ago, my friend, one of my Star Trek friends actually, who is also a big fan of Barry Manilow, called me one day and he said, hey, have you ever met Barry? I'm like, no, I never got to. And he said, he's doing a concert tour and he's raising money for schools to buy musical instruments to donate to schools for music programs. And you can buy this platinum package. And the platinum package, part of the platinum package is you get to go backstage 5 or 10 minutes before the show and meet him and talk to him for a few minutes, like privately, in a room, and get your picture taken. I'm like, yeah, we're doing that. So I literally flew to Salt Lake City and got to meet him and chat with him a little bit. It's quite special, quite special.
Okay, we've got time for one last question, Vic, up on your left at the back.
Is Neve here? There you are, I promise. She's going to be our last question. She told me she would have a question for me. Go ahead, let's do that one real quick.
Hi.
Hi!
Hi. I know you said that you mainly work alone with your voice acting and things like that, but from the shows, are there any other voice actors that you've grown close to?
Oh, I'm very close with several of them.
Tatum? By any chance?
Who?
The guy who does the voice acting for Sebastian? He was also Kyoyo.
Oh, J. Michael Tatum.
Yes.
Yes, Tatum and I are good buddies. I don't get to see him very much. Caitlin Glass and I mentioned yesterday, are very good friends, very close. Todd and I are very close. Chuck Huber, who plays Dr. McCoy in my series. You guys would know him from, oh my gosh, he plays Stein in Soul Eater, plays Tucker in Full Metal Alchemist, a lot of characters. He plays Hiei, I think, was his name in Yu Yu Hakusho. We're very close. A lot of very dear friends. Trina and Bryce, good friends. It's a really small community, as it turns out. And even though we don't always get to record together, the best opportunity for us to get to know each other is doing conventions together. That's where we actually get to chat and stuff. Where is she? Well, you get to have the last question, Neve. Did you think of a question? Or did I put you on the spot?
I was just wondering if you could have two of the voice actors here. It's kind of a two-part question, if that's okay. If you could have two of the voice actors here with you on this panel, who would it be? And then the second part is, if Tamaki was here, which two other hosts would you want with him?
Well, if it's Tamaki, he would definitely have Honey Senpai, because I love Lucy Christian, and I think Honey Senpai was so wonderful. She did such an amazing job with Honey. So I would say Honey, and as far as the other hosts, let's see. I would have Travis here, because Maury doesn't say much. So he would make way for Tamaki to speak all the time. What do you think, Maury? Fancy tuna. Thank you, Maury. Let's go on. Yeah, so Tamaki could just talk more. As far as voice actors on the panel, wow. You know what? You know what I would love? I would love a couple of the Ruby voice actors here, because I don't even know them. I would love to do a panel with some of the Ruby voice actors, because several of them, I think Barbara and Lindsay, some of the main characters, I've never met them. And so I would love to do a panel with them. That's what I would love to have here. I don't know how many of you I have not gotten to meet yet, but I'm going to head back over to the autograph area, and I would love to meet you. I would love for you to come by and say hello. I'd love to sign something for you and get to chat with you a little bit. So I'm so glad that you guys came this weekend. You made this experience really wonderful for me. I've heard wonderful things about Liverpool, and this is the first time I've ever been here. I ate at the Phil last night, had a good time, and I've really enjoyed myself. So thank you so much for being so kind. And I'll hope, if I haven't gotten to meet you, or even if I have, feel free to come back over before the day is over. I'd love to see you. Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you for the He's also selling his concert DVD on his table as well.